All right, we've got a question here from the coaching group. If you want one-on-one coaching, join my coaching group at Durianrider.com. You can ask me any question that you're looking for some answers or some in-depth discussion on. So this question's from Jason, and Jason says he feels he's lacking purpose, and he's sent this Google image here, a screenshot from Google, typed in lacking purpose into Google, and Google says, if you're experiencing a lack of purpose in your life, you may feel constantly bored, dissatisfied, or empty, like life has no meaning. You may feel unfulfilled in your relationships with others, and disaffected at home and at work, and find yourself anxiously ruminating on what the point of life is. This is pretty much everybody at some point, especially when they're sober. This is why one reason why drugs and alcohol are so popular, apart from lack of carbohydrate in the person's diet, but also drugs, etc., can serve as distractions of like, man, what's the point of my life? A lot of people go to religion, and hey, if that works for you, that's great. Some people, like myself, we go to the environment, because it doesn't matter what you believe in religious-wise. It does matter if you've got fresh air, clean water, a good environment with minimal pesticides, etc. So for me, my religion is doing my best I can in any given moment to help Mother Nature. And this gives me incredible sense of purpose. That get me going, even just composting my fruit scraps this morning. I was eating some papaya outside. I'm flicking the seeds in the garden. They may or may not grow, but the bugs will eat them, and it's just this cycle of life that I contribute to. That gave me incredible purpose, just eating some papaya, And then I put those papayas on the social media and show people how to eat, what a good papaya looks like, etc. So that gives me sense of purpose as well. I promote a vegan lifestyle, cycling, recycling, just anything. Like, there's 7 billion people on the planet, right? And I'm just one person. And I've had a pretty serious impact, I would consider, to a lot of people's lives based on what they've told me. And so if I can do it, and I'm not anyone special, I'm just a person who puts in the work. Like, there's plenty of people out there who can speak better than me, who have better internet skills or social skills or aesthetics or blah, 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 blah. There's always someone out there who's better, but that doesn't matter. What matters is you do something every day that gives you a sense of purpose, all right? And, you'll get people, it doesn't matter, you're just one person, doesn't matter. And you can believe that, and you'll be like, okay, well, that idea's gone. And then you'll sit back down and go, well, I still feel bored. I still feel dissatisfied, because you're listening to people who don't want to take any action. So if they see you taking action, they'll be like, oh, well, that's dumb. What are you doing that for? I remember one time this guy, I cycled my bike from Cairns in North Australia, here in Queensland, Australia. I cycled from Cairns to the tip of Cape York up the Telegraph track, which is, a pretty hardcore ride on a bicycle. It's like sand and corrugations, and it was epic, absolutely epic. It was so epic that every day when I'd see a couple of drivers in their full drive, they would stop and say, mate, you're a bloody legend. We've been following your tracks all day. I can't believe you're riding a bike out here. Like, everyone, even the most hardcore of the redneck, travelers who normally would scream at you and probably swerve at you, gave you respect out in the Telegraph track. It's like, man, this is crazy. What are you doing out here? And then anyway, I got to the end of the trip, and I jumped on a plane at the very, very tip at Bamberger Airport near Seja Beach. And as I'm putting my bike on the plane, one of the cargo guys there, he's just like, did you ride your bike from Cairns? And I was like, yeah, I did. And I was expecting the usual praise, like, good work, mate, it's pretty crazy. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, mate, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Why would you do that? And he wasn't being sarcastic. I thought he was being sarcastic, and I was like laughing. He goes, mate, dead serious, that's just stupid. Why would you do it? You obviously don't have a life, blah, blah, blah. And I looked at him, and I was just like, oh, yeah, cool. I didn't retaliate or whatever. I was just like, wow, I was sort of a bit shocked, because I was quite young back then. I was about, when was that, 2004? I was about 27, so I was just like, oh, wow, this guy's really like, wow. But I looked at him, he was like quite out of shape, but regardless of if he's out of shape or in shape, just the look on his face, he was very, very dissatisfied with his life, right? And so I felt sorry for the guy within like a few seconds. And probably that's why I didn't retaliate or get aggro or whatever. That was not going to change nothing. But it reminded me of like what gives you purpose. I know the reason why I did that bike ride is I wanted to show people, you can do amazing things on a vegan diet. And so that gave me purpose. Every day I'd wake up, my hands were sore and numb from the pounding of the corrugations. I was on 26-inch wheels back then. It was just, I was in so much pain every day. Go to bed, 30 minutes, my hands were just numb. But what got me going every morning and, every day was just like, I have to reach the top of Cape York, the most northern tip of Australia, to show people, who said it couldn't be done on a vegan diet, on my high-carb vegan diet, that can be done. So that gave me purpose, and I didn't ride with anger or like, fuck this. I was just like, I'm going to do it, I want to do it. I want to explore this northern part of Australia. I've never been up to this. It's always been a childhood dream to go up Cape York. And so I accomplished that goal and I had purpose every day. So when I was getting like, walking my bike through the sand and it was hot as heck and the sandflies were biting me and I was swimming washing in the creek, worrying about crocodiles, and I just had that purpose. I've got to get to the top of Cape York, to prove it and get some photos and some proof I did it. And so I had a mission, I had purpose, immense purpose. If it was just to me about, hey, I'm Harley Johnstone Durianrider, I'm a kick-ass guy, I can ride my bike up Cape York, yeah, look at me, then that, maybe when I was 18 that would have worked, but not as I got older and more conscious about, what's important in the world. So being representative of a vegan lifestyle or a cyclist lifestyle or whatever, you don't have to be full vegan, you don't have to be a full cyclist, but you can still promote, good things. You can promote vegan lifestyle, you can promote eating more carbohydrate, you can promote minimizing plastic usage, you can promote, just being more considerate to other road users or, getting a vasectomy or whatever. Maybe you got kids but you're not going to have any more or blah, 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 blah. There's always something we can excel in. It's not about being perfect, it's about being excellent and making more excellent choices any given day. People often think, oh, if I do this, then someone will say, but you rode your bike up there, Harley, but then you flew back. You used fossil fuels all the way back to Cairns. You should have ridden back. Your bike's made out of oil and it's got fossil. You should walk. Actually, when you walk, you step on ants, so you're not really a vegan. Like, you should just kill yourself. Oh, you can't kill yourself because that wouldn't be vegan. Like, there's always someone who's going to critique what you do and try and knock your purpose because they want to see how strong your frame is. What does frame mean? Frame means like mental frame. So I had a mental frame of I'm riding my bike to the tip of Cape York. There's nothing's going to stop me pending an injury or something like that. I didn't use any stims. I didn't abuse my body. I got it done. And but nothing was going to stop me from doing that. So when you have that frame, then other people want to test your frame. That's just the universe, how it works. You serious about doing something? Okay, you serious about doing something? Well, you're a vegan, are you? Or you're vegan. Or what about your protein? What about your iron? Oh, vegan, you don't get enough K2 and D3 and, what else? Your testosterone and estrogen. And you're vegan. Oh, your bones, your ears going to fall. Like, when you go vegan, you're going to meet 1,000 nutritionists in the first 6 months because everyone becomes a nutritionist. Oh, you're a vegan. Oh, well, what about your protein? Do you mix your proteins, your rice and your beans? Blah, 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 blah. And all this stuff. So it's just the universe testing your frame, and that makes you a better person. The first time I was vegan, I went to a barbecue function with some cyclist friends in 2001, and I'm sitting there at the table, didn't know what to eat. I think I was eating carrot sticks or salad or something, and this other cyclist chick, she's like, "Are you a vegan?" And I was just like, the first time anyone had ever asked me. And she asked it quite assertively, and back then I was a bit of a beta boy. Not that much experience with chicks, and so I was just like, oh, yeah. And then she was studying nutrition. She just rattled on all these things why I couldn't be vegan, and I had no answers. And I started to tear up a bit, and so she pulled back a bit, but I was just like, just sobbing a little bit to myself. And when I left that barbecue, I said, that's never, ever going to happen to me ever again. I'm going to become educated. I'm going to become an authority on vegan sports nutrition. And I did become that person. And so thanks to that lady, the girl at the picnic, because some say, oh, she was just being a bitch. No. She helped me. She put me on the spot and I felt cut into, and that was great. That was absolutely fantastic. Now, I've seen her since. She's a cool person. She was just legitimately objecting to my choices, and that's fine. It's like a free world. You can debate. And so, but there's no way, there's no way on earth now she wants to debate me about nutrition. She's just like, okay, you know your shit house. Like, we get it. So that's for me. You have people in life who would test you. Don't fight them or hate them. Embrace them and see that as like, oh, this is a good test. Now, obviously, there's people out there who have some mental health issues and say, oh, this is a test, you know, like you're telling me I should eat food and drink water. Oh, no, the God's telling me not to eat food and drink water. I'm going to dry fast the next 2 months. And then these people die and have kidney failure. So there's a time and place where people are testing your frame because they're generally concerned, and so should you be. Like, oh, you're picking up a king cobra, you probably shouldn't do that. Oh, this is a test, I'm going to pick the king cobra up. You know what I mean? So that's just, again, common sense. But when people have mental health issues from not eating enough carbohydrate or doing psychedelics, etc., then it can be hard for them. But again, I'm just covering all the bases here. Just rattling off, no script, just talking off the top of my head. And so that's the deal. So purpose is absolutely huge. You know, some people have kids, think, oh, if I have kids, I'll get purpose. And then the kids turn out like little brats because that's what kids do. Kids are brats. Kids are absolutely born golden for the first little bit, and then they turn brats to test what you're going to be as a parent, you know. And they're little cats, little kittens, little puppies, stuff and stuffing around, and they're going to test you, and because they need shaping by adult members of the clan, of the pack, of the village, of the community. And so that's what happens. People have kids trying to get purpose, and then they're like, oh my God, like this is really, really hard, and this is the hardest thing I've ever done. And it is. Having kids, man, is the hardest thing you ever do. You know, it will be. Nothing comes close to that emotionally, physically, money-wise, like time investment, emotional investment. Even when the kids are grown up and move out of home, you're still worrying about them, thinking about them. And it's insanity, absolute insanity today having kids. It is so freaking hard. So that's why I'm a big proponent of the vasectomy. That gives me a lot of purpose, promoting vasectomy. Because I meet people like vegan, I'm never going vegan. Cyclist sucks. But yeah, sex, I like sex. And vasectomy, it makes sense. Okay, let's do that. So, boom, you know. So I get purpose of helping people help themselves, which helps the planet. You know, if you're taking up one of my protocols, one of my tips, it's going to help you. It's going to help the planet. It's going to help me. It's going to help the atmosphere, the air quality, the water quality, everything I talk about. And I try and spin it back to environmental benefits. So that gives me the purpose. All right? So how to find your purpose. What do you care about? You know, what do you care about in life? What makes you feel good when you do it? You know, it could be maybe you give massage. It could be, I don't know. It could be anything. If it makes you feel good and other people feel good, then that's a lot of purpose right there. You know, a life without purpose is worthless. That's why you see so many Hollywood people who have all the money, all the pussy, all the cock, everything, the fame, paparazzi, everything. Everyone wants to be their friends and social climb and status chase from them. But a lot of these people have mad drug addictions because they're escaping. Like, I feel so bored. I'm at the top and I feel so lonely. Everyone's just clout chasing off me and wants to fuck me because I got money or because I look good or whatever. It's like not... They don't care about who I am as a person. They just maybe pretend to care so they can get something out of it. So that's why so many stars, look at Bieber and Mariah Carey, all these people, man, just even sports stars as well, just thinking, man, what's the point of life? So you're not alone out there, people. If you feel lack of purpose, you are not alone. I would say 100% of people out there in the world feel a lack of purpose at some point in their life. And the more money you have, the more time you have, more freedom you have, that lack of purpose can really come on strong because all of a sudden you've got time to think. You're not under the pump. You're like, man, what is my life? What is my life? I remember doing a water fast in 2007 up in Emerald Creek Falls, and I was just laying there in the sun, water fasting by a beautiful stream. And after 2 days, I was like, what the heck am I doing? What am I doing? This feels totally pointless. I'm sitting here laying down, you know, with the birds and the bees and the watching mantids and spiders and stuff and just drinking water from the stream, not eating food. And I'm just like, man, I'm wasting my time out here. I could be on the internet giving people the best advice ever. And I just had this surge, this like, dude, get it back on your bike, go back to Adrian Judas, get some carbs into you and smash out the internet content like a freaking machine, like an obsessed person. That's what I did. That's in 2007. And then it just went from there. So by having that break in my cycle of not being around anyone, not even around any food, which I don't really recommend. You have to fast to find life purpose, because often when you're fasting, your life purpose is food. I just want to eat. And so, but yeah, that was that for me that worked. But I recommend going out in nature. You don't have to fast, but going out in nature somewhere safe, make you be safe. Always want to have safety there, and just no phone, or turn your phone off. I may have your phone for safety reasons only, but just sit there in nature and just think. Have some alone time with your thoughts, or sit in a dark room. If maybe you got kids and you can't go away, okay, just when the kids are sleeping, make a dark room. Or make a dark room with an eye mask and just sit there and go, what's important in my life? What gives me great value? And you'll find that the answers will come up, and then just go from there. And once you find your purpose, then you get tested. Oh, you're going to be an internet celebrity. Are you going to help people with nutrition? Are you really? Are you? Well, we're going to troll you. You're going to get trolls, and you're going to get banned. You're going to get blocked, and you're going to get deleted, and you're going to get So all these things have happened to me, because the more passionate you are about your purpose, the more you will be tested, and those tests will make you better on your path. Just like a hill makes a cyclist or a runner better, faster, stronger, more adaptive, more mentally strong, so too will the universe, society, etc. test you on your path to see how much faith you have. And what's the saying? Faith is believing in what you can't see, and then you'll see what you believe in. Let's say it again. Having faith is believing in what you can't see, and then you'll see what you believe in. So in 2007, I had faith that I would become, a strong influencer on social media in the vegan community by giving out the very, very best information so people could actually succeed on a vegan lifestyle versus just do it for a little bit and go, hey, vegan sucked, I'm not doing that ever again. And so that, I had faith. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew that. And I come from a cycling background and performance background, that I knew that what worked and what didn't. And so over time, my templates and protocols adapted and got enhanced, and how I could reach people, etc. So that's the faith I had. I believed I could do it. I couldn't see it. And over time, I started to see in what I believed in. So that might sound manic and grandiose, but truly, man, like anyone out there, like you can do whatever you want in life to a degree. And if it is about helping the planet and the environment, you're going to get an incredible sense of purpose. I truly believe that's why humans are here on the planet, is to be stewards of the planet and look after the planet. And I've got a friend, I'm staying at an organic fruit farm here, Clinton, his fruit farm's amazing. And just Clinton, he travels up here all the time. He's got a business and a farm down in South Australia, comes up here a lot. But, Clint's purpose is his farm. He just loves to farm. Like he's up early, he's out there late, he's on the tractor, he's in the mud, he's in the fertilizer, he's just getting it done. Like he's transformed this land that was like a toxic tobacco farm back in the day, like many, many, many decades ago. And he's turned it into an absolute paradise in an area of, rednecks, cattle farming and stuff, and pesticide mango plantations. So this place is, I've never ever seen more spiders and insects than anywhere on the planet. And this is all because Clinton, that's his purpose, is growing fruit and just being in the nature, growing fruit, restoring the land from desert pesticide central to organic, volcanic rich vibrancy. That's what gets Clint going. That's what keeps him up late at night and lets him do an insane work schedule. Like, he hasn't had any kids, and so he could just focus on his passions and purpose in life. So that's really inspiring. It's just, he's like an authority on that. He's a world authority, I would say, on that, just because he's done it. He's done it for like 3 decades. And so, so it's about, looking at other people with purpose and sort of emulating and modeling them, what they do. I couldn't do what Clinton does. I'm as much as I love this farm, and, I'm more of a talker versus, a hands-on, in the dirt sort of person. Even though I like helping Clinton out, it's not my passion. But again, I can help him out because I also, value the land and the fruit that's provided and stuff like that. And I really enjoy how he's just turned the environment into something good. So that's if social media didn't exist, I'd probably be like Clinton. I'd probably be a farmer, doing that. But social media exists. So I'm more of a mouth of the South mouthpiece, getting people hyped up, giving people direction. That's what works for me. So find out what works for you. Lacking purpose is simply you haven't tapped into why you're here, and I dare say strongly that you're here to do something for the environment, and you'll get mad satisfaction from that. Because if you're helping people, that's fantastic, but people are going to burn you, they're going to spit in your face, they're going to backstab you, they're going to try and kill you. That's just what people do, because we're damaged chimps, we're damaged apes. So if you're going out there to get love from people and love from society and significance from that, and that's your purpose, you are going to fail miserably when it comes to happiness, because people will look what's happened to me. I mean, I'm not being a victim enough. I can put myself up as a great example. All I've ever done is tried to help people better their lives, and some of the people I've helped the most have become like the most vicious adversaries out there, and I don't hate them, but I feel sorry for them, understand, I was just trying to help damaged people who probably never be fixed, but that's just how it is. But again, I was living my purpose, so that's just how it rolls. So I would say don't focus on people as much as focus on the planet, the environment, and if you can use people as tools to help the planet, then use people like that in a good way and go from there. So end of the day, the planet is in crazy destruction mode at the moment, and any little bit of help really does help. That's just, I repeat myself again and again. If you're not aligned with the planet, doing little bits what you can do, then your life's going to suffer. It's like a disease. Lack of purpose, in my opinion, in my experience, is a mental health disease that is cured instantly once we get in touch with why we're here. How can we help nature? It could be picking up plastic off the beach. It could be, buying fruit or rice or just getting on YouTube and anything, man, anything that helps the planet will give you purpose. All right, especially if you believe it. If you start to see this actually does matter. As soon as you start to say, "I'm only one person, I don't matter," then nature's going to go, "Man, you're pizza. Here you go. Here's your depression. Here's your lack of purpose." Okay, but if you're tapping into what matters, and you're looking after your carbohydrate, your water, and your sleep needs, so you've got the mental neurohormonal biochemistry optimized there, then man, life gets so much easier and more fun. So today, ask yourself, what can I do around me? It could be picking up plastic, could be putting stuff in a recycling bin. And then you go to the recycling bin that's full of trash. What's the point? People just trash it anyway. If you keep asking yourself, what's the point? Then man, what's the point? You'll just, that's a really bad place to be into. All right. So look after your carbs, people. Look after your carbs. When you look after your carbs, you look after your serotonin. And when your serotonin is good, dopamine is good from your carbohydrate, sleep, water, sugar, a bit of sunshine, a bit of exercise, a bit of sex, a bit of blah, 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 vasectomy, sex, then life is good, man. Life is better. And then you're going to be more motivated to do things for the planet as well. But if you're undercarb and dehydrated and just running on caffeine, then your serotonin and dopamine levels are going to be tanked, and you're going to be like, what is the point? All right, so what's the point? When people ask themselves, what's the point? That could be hormonal and biochemistry. Take care of those things. But if you've got those things taken care of and you're still like, what's the point? Then what's the point is you're going to find that point of living, and that's helping the planet. Okay? So hopefully that makes some sense. If it doesn't, let me know. We'll do the follow-up. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you soon.